Hi, this is Keith Cook with Remax Real Estate, along with my partner David Harmon with Remax. We're here with Chris Mattix of America's Preferred Home Warranty. And the question comes up time to time, what is a homeowner warranty or a home warranty?
Good question. A home warranty is really a service contract with the homeowner that's going to provide coverage for their home for the major systems and appliances in their home for that first year.
So what would the difference be between like insurance and a warranty?
So homeowners insurance is really required by the lender to cover the home and make sure it's taken care of while they've got the mortgage. Whereas a home warranty is meant to cover the major system and appliances throughout that first year.
Mm-hmm.
So Chris, what's actually covered in the home warranty?
So I like to use the acronym PEACH, each letter standing for something. So for example, P, plumbing, that's going to be your lines underneath the home, clogged lines, the line from the home, from the foundation to the main line, including the water and sewer line. So that would be PEACH, and then E would be electrical. So that's going to be your wiring, your outlets, your panel box in the house. A is appliances, so all your appliances within the kitchen, your major appliances. And then C is cooling, so your AC system, your HVAC system, and then H would be your heating or your furnace. And that includes oil, it includes heat pumps, stuff like that.
Well, that sounds peachy. I think peachy is better than peach, but I guess that's just me. What types of properties can you cover? Is it residential, commercial, vacant land? What do you guys cover?
So it's pretty much residential. So we cover single family homes, condominiums, townhomes, manufactured homes and mobile homes as well, including multifamily, so rental properties. We don't cover commercial. So non-owner occupied properties are also covered.
So what's the process so I find out my refrigerator isn't working anymore, so I need to call America's Preferred. What's the process? Do I hire my own contractor? Do you guys send somebody out? How does that work?
We actually allow the homeowner to choose any licensed contractor for repairs. That's a pretty unique thing with our company. And the process, if they've got an issue, is they would call in or go online and open up a claim. And at that point, they would hire their own contractor to come out, figure out what's going on, give us a call, and then we can determine the claim approval amount.
Right. I guess that could be a big benefit because I'm assuming that, and I've heard in the past that sometimes if the contractor might be coming from Seattle to fix my refrigerator in Bellingham, as opposed to I can call somebody that's down the street to come fix it.
Absolutely. That's the reason we do that. By allowing the homeowner to choose any licensed contractor, they can keep it local. They can pick somebody who they like, know, and trust. Somebody who, they're going to get to choose the terms of timing when they come in and knowing who's going to be in their home, and that's important these days.
And so I guess the policy is, or the timeline is, at some point there's a property, and at some point either a property owner or a buyer decides that they want to put a warranty on it, and we can get into that, why a seller would want to have a warranty or why a buyer would want to have a warranty. But assuming then there's a warranty on the property, they're 1-year warranties, and then they're extendable.
Correct. So if it's part of a real estate transaction and you want to get a warranty, you would talk to your real estate agent, have them order it for you. If you're living in your home and you don't have a warranty, it's you currently live in your home, then you'd go to our website or call us up, our toll-free number, but our website is aphw.com, and then you can find a quote on the site. All of our warranty policies are renewable after that first year.
Mm-hmm. And so some people just keep them going year after year. In the other states, is it just required for 1 year? I'd imagine that in Arizona or California, people extend it every year for quite a while.
Predominantly, a warranty will be ordered for 1 year, but there are 2-year policies as well to start off that.
And I think in some aspects, the reason for 1 year is it gets you through a whole season, and it's kind of peace of mind knowing that if you're putting all this money out for a home, that you're not going to get kind of bit in the ass by something popping up. Because we do see a lot of times that people do put a lot of money into their home first year, whether it's paint or carpet, or people spend a lot of money. Home Depot, a lot of money that goes in to the home right off the bat, let alone something unexpected. And as well as when you're buying a home, it's nice to have an inspection on it ahead of time. Inspectors sometimes miss stuff, and sometimes it's just a natural life. So like if you said the furnace, sometimes things just naturally kind of end.
Right.
Now, is there like age limitations? If I buy a house and I have a 40-year-old furnace and it just so happens to go out when I have the warranty on the house, is that like a percentage? Like if I had 2 years of expected life left on that, do you guys pay like 5% of the value of the furnace, or how would that work?
So there's a value put on the item depending on the age, and there'd be money towards it. A home warranty is really meant to be considered as financial assistance, going to help offset that cost. Should a major system fail, there could be some out-of-pocket expense.
It's definitely a good idea to have some insurance policy, and that's what it is. It's insurance. So I mean, if you want to roll without car insurance, great. If you don't like medical, that's fine. But you also have homeowners. So if it's like, how can you cover yourself that way? Insurance is kind of a pain in the butt. I don't think anyone likes writing their insurance premium on a annual basis or a monthly basis, but when you need that to cash in, it can save you thousands.
Right. If you think about a real estate transaction, when one home is going to another, it's kind of, I always use the term muscle memory. So if you haven't gone to the gym in years, you go work out, you're going to be sore for the next 2 weeks. And now imagine what a home goes through, and maybe you have a widowed lady who's lived in the home for the last 15 years, and now a family of 4 with 2 boys moves in. That toilet's used to being flushed so many times, dishwasher used so many times a week, and now you bring in this big family. It's a big change for the home,
right? And
those things can happen. National Association of Realtors said that 6 out of 10 homes will see a major system failure in the first 6 to 9 months. And so if you think about a new homeowner, they've got a large down payment. Depending on the interest rate, their mortgage payment is pretty substantial. In the United States, a large percentage of people's income goes towards housing.
Right.
So if some major system failure happens, it helps offset that cost for sure, especially if they had to pay for it out of pocket.
Absolutely. And people are saving all their pennies and shekels to get into the house ahead of time, and to have something like that pop up, it's not really a good way to start that new home ownership. That's a cool way with the muscle memory, because I can completely understand that. I think that's a good analogy for a house that's there, because sometimes it's funny, we'll get people like, well, what are the average utility bills? Well, it depends on who's there, because either is someone there full time and the heat's on to 90 all the time, like your dad likes it, likes it warm now, he's going down to Arizona. So, and I get it. Or do you keep the heat cranked up for your cats at home or your grand dogs or whatever you have at home? So
yeah, absolutely.
So there's definitely a difference between a buyer and a seller when it comes to these warranties. So I'm getting ready to close on Thursday on a house. I mean, what's my benefit providing this home warranty to my buyer when they move into this house?
Right. As a buyer, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. As I mentioned, a house having muscle memory. So it's peace of mind for that first year, knowing that if something goes wrong in the home, you have a major system failure or a repair that has to be done, that you've got some money to take care of that. You've got some coverage. Especially with, mortgage payments, if they're high, you're putting a lot of money down. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck these days, and so it definitely gives them some financial assistance for that.
Right, and I've seen that, because we always use the analogy too. Obviously, with a first-time home buyer as opposed to being a renter, you may just not be used to having to replace a hot water tank or a refrigerator and know the cost. Because, like you said, when you move into the house, you have a lot of expenses, and all of a sudden your furnace goes out and they shoot you a bill for $8,000.
Right.
Or whatever. People sometimes aren't ready for that.
Right. Or imagine you've just moved into a house, it's winter time, closed 3 months ago, and you're so excited because you get to host Christmas in your family for the first time, and all of a sudden you got family coming over in 3 days and the furnace goes out.
Right.
That's a terrible thing to have to deal with, and if you've got a warranty, then you've got some help immediately. And being able to choose the contractor means you're not waiting around for a contractor to come. You can go on to the next one if there's somebody that's not available.
Right. So are they able to call like 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time, or is it what's the?
we have 2 call centers in Michigan that are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So they can call at any time and take care of that. Absolutely.
Holidays,
Holidays, every
Christmas
single
Eve.
day. We have people working around the clock, and it's all, like I said, our call center's in Michigan, so that's nice.
And so if they have their own contractor, or you guys have a list of contractors too, is that so? It's like they can either have someone specifically that you want to work with, or you guys would have some suggestions for some vendors as well.
Correct. We have a list of people that we've worked with in the past, so if they can't find anybody, then definitely we can give them a list of people. I would say that today's day and age, I think it would be very difficult not to be able to find a contractor. You can go on social media and ask for a referral or talk to your real estate agent, probably get a great referral. And then knowing that you're getting a referral means you know that that person's going to take care of you.
So Chris, I'm getting ready to list a property. Which
one? All right, we'll talk about that later.
Okay. What do you see the advantage to my seller having a home warranty on his property when it goes on the market?
Yeah, as far as a seller, if they're putting their home on the market, they can obviously get a warranty to cover their home, and they can cover. With ours, it covers all the way to the day of closing, including items that could come up in an inspection.
Okay.
So if you think about it, putting a warranty on as a seller is going to help protect their bottom line. Buyer asks for an item that comes up in an inspection, they ask for the seller to take care of it, then they have money from the warranty to take care of that issue.
Right.
At the same time, though, they can offer a warranty to the potential buyer, like market the home that it comes with a warranty. If you think about it, buyers are looking at a lot of homes. It's like if you're looking at a used car and one's got a warranty and one doesn't, that's going to make it stand out. So it helps make the home stand out from the competition. And also it can get your seller more money. You can get them more money because now as a buyer, they know that they can focus their offer more on price than maybe the fact that the kitchen appliances are a little older or the furnace is older. So it gets them more money, markets a home that comes with a warranty. For the seller, it's protecting their bottom line, so it can definitely be beneficial for them, so they're not having to dip into their potential profits when it comes to something that comes up.
So it seems to make sense either if you are a home seller or a home buyer to have one of these warranties. We're going to have linked into our website and also below the application process, but what's all involved? If I want to get a warranty, I'm going out, like Dave's going to take a new listing, or we have a new buyer who's going to buy a home. What's the process for actually initiating the warranty process or getting the warranty started?
Yeah, if you're listing your home or if it's part of a real estate transaction, then you would go through your real estate agent. They can order the warranty for you. It can be paid out of escrow. It can be paid obviously at closing with a credit card if needed. If it's your home and you currently live in it and you don't have a warranty in place, you can go to our website, aphw.com, or call our 800 number to order the warranty that way.
Now, if you said getting paid from escrow, so what that is, if people aren't aware, at closing, so the time when actually the transaction's closed, you'll accept payment. So it might be as if we're listing a property for sale, you guys will bind the coverage, property's bound on a warranty, and then that payment actually isn't due till closing, which might be a month or two later. So, and then that would actually just be paid from the escrow company, who is the independent third party who accepts the money from the buyer and the title from the seller and transforms it, and boom, they just cut you guys a check from escrow. So the property owner didn't even have to write a check. So that's pretty cool.
Right. Our the policy, the payment for the policy, for whether you're a seller putting one on your home, or and then offering one to the buyer, or just a buyer, none of it's due until closing. So, going back to the seller, that's important because they could put one on their home, turn around and offer one to the buyer, and they have no out-of-pocket expense until closing.
And they have coverage. So have you had situations to where seller who's going to list their property for sale comes up with the idea, we want to offer this incentive to a buyer, has a warranty on their home, and then something happens to where it's just like timing at that point in time, because the property was listed, say an appliance goes out or something comes in to where now that they know they have the insurance, where they've actually called in and got some benefit from thinking about selling the house because it's now insured.
Yeah, there's definitely an advantage if like I said, if the seller has a warranty in place, buyer does an inspection, calls an item for the seller to take care of, the seller can then use that warranty to take care of the issue.
So what's the most common time the warranty is used, do you think?
I would say obviously, but between that 6 and 9 month mark after the home closes is usually when we'll see the most number of claims or calls come through.
Because of that muscle memory and people are throttling the new house.
Right. It's a matter of that home now all of a sudden getting used to the new family, and again now things start to change, and now you see systems and appliances that they're going to fail to maybe have an issue.
So is it more like appliances or heating or roof, or like if someone's out there, like is there like one item that is like, oh, this one again? It's just like the number one item that you guys are like clogged drains, or what is physically which? which item would it be?
I would say, again, if you, let's say you purchased your home in the middle of summer, and then now all of a sudden winter or fall comes, you turn on that furnace and it doesn't work.
Okay.
That's going to be a popular one. Obviously, hot water heaters and dishwashers
I
are
like
pretty
heat,
common.
so heat's
those are
good.
nice. Yeah, but we also
Hot water, that's good.
washer and dryers break, right? They get used a lot too, and those are something that you can all have covered as well.
So all the appliances are included?
All the kitchen appliances are included, absolutely, and the washer and dryer are also included in our standard coverage.
And so many people in Washington have swimming pools, so I'd imagine, I don't think those would be in coverage, or electric
They're not
cars, or-
standard, but you
Right,
can add them for
You
sure.
can get them.
So there are add-ons that you can.
Correct. You can add things like gas fireplace, jetted tubs, hot tubs,
Okay.
Oh, that's a
swimming
plus,
pools,
because hot tubs are just all outside,
Right.
so.
even sprinkler systems.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and that's a good one, because right here it freezes, so if you don't blow it out, then that's, I'm surprised, that would be a risky one to insure, because it just takes one season not blowing the air out, it breaks. I wouldn't insure those, but if you guys do, there you go. I'll let you explain. Well, so what's the difference between home insurance and home warranty?
Yeah, so a lot of times homeowners or people get confused with, I've got homeowners insurance, so why do I need a home warranty? And the difference is that a homeowner's insurance is something that's required by the lender. It's something you put on the home for major catastrophic events that can happen to the home, major things that could go wrong, basement
Like
floods.
your dishwasher broke. Is that insurance?
That would go under your home warranty.
Oh, okay.
Because, for instance, like the roof leaks, all of a sudden you got to replace the roof. That's something that homeowners insurance is going to cover. Whereas a home warranty company is going to cover, the leak in the roof itself, not the replacing the leak. It's going to cover major systems and appliances. So if you've got a toilet that that needs to back in and stops, it keeps running or something, or you got a clogged line, it's those major. It doesn't cover the secondary damage or the major catastrophic stuff that a homeowner's insurance would cover.
You're kind of self-insuring some of that anyways, but self-insuring it along with the warranty really kind of covers your bases. So that seems to be a kind of a frugal way, or a way to make sure that you're taking care of yourself down the road, so you're not going to have any unforeseen expenses.
Right, that's a good point. Using the warranty would prevent you from having to go into your homeowner's insurance and get a ding as a result of that. So again, if it's an item that's covered, the warranty would make more sense to use.
I have a seller, we're listing the property, he buys the warranty for a year, and it takes 30 days to close the house. So does that mean that the buyer is going to pick up the additional 11 months?
Good question. Actually, the way it works on a listing is that you pre-order the buyer policy, and again, that's not due until closing. That's the one that you're going to market to the potential buyer, and then you would also get one for the seller. That
Okay.
seller policy begins from when you order it until the day of closing, and
Okay.
then the buyer policy starts on the day of closing, going
Okay.
forward for a year.
All right.
So it's more than a year. So if it takes 90 days to close on it, so you're insured for 90 days between now and closing, and then the buyer policy would be 12 months, so that's kind of a 15-month, two policies divided over 15 months, the seller
Correct.
policy, buyer policy.
Right.
And I'm assuming that, let's say, they get the year policy, they're going to be notified in advance if they want to extend it.
Yeah, around month 9 or 10, they'll get
Okay.
an email or notification that they're up for renewal if they want to renew.
Okay.
But that's pretty wild to know, that 6 to 9 month mark, so that when someone would know what they want to do. Is it roughly the same price as the second year, same price as the first year, or?
The second year, believe it's a little bit more per month. It's a little bit more, but you can pay it per month.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
That's really nice. Is there a limitation? Can you just go indefinitely? Is there?
You can. We've had people that have had it for 8 or 9 years.
Right.
They just continue to do it because they realize that it's come in handy. Each year it renews, so he starts over, which is nice because then all your policy limits are all going to start over.
So what didn't we ask you? So lots of information. I think there's, look in the links below, and we got their website. But is there any questions we didn't ask you, or something that people would want to know a little bit more about? Seems like we went over a bunch here.
One thing I will say is that if the homeowner opens up a claim and the contractor indicates that the item can be repaired, a certain dollar amount, but the homeowner decides that, I don't want to repair this. I'd rather replace it. It's green, it came with the home, it's super old.
Right.
I'd rather just get a new one. Well, we'll never force them. They can use the money we approve as a repair and use that towards replacement.
Oh,
They don't
nice.
have to repair. We don't force them to do that. We're just
Right.
money in the transaction. So
But
that would-
again, if I don't have a policy, how much would I get?
Zero.
I guess that's my question too. Have you seen, you've been in the business for a while, have you seen like an increase in like Washington State as far as?
I will say that during the last market, we kind of came out of it was a very strong seller's market, that we had a lot more litigations we were seeing as a result. We have an E&O insurance company that we always speak to, and they were told us that as a result of that market, things are going so quick and sellers aren't doing anything and
Right.
buyers aren't doing inspection, that we saw a lot more litigations happening.
Yeah,
So
that-
basically the buyers were going in, they were like no contingencies, they were buying the house as is, where is, and then.
And then something goes wrong and they all of a sudden feel like they need to be made whole.
Right.
If a buyer intends to get a warranty, they put in their agreement, they know they're going to get a warranty, and they don't bind the warranty until closing, but they have some issues come up on an inspection, so they have an inspection on the home ahead of time. Where would they sit there? So do they need to provide you guys with a copy of the inspection? And we'll do that a little bit later, but a lot of times if some buyer's going to buy a home, they're going to pay an inspector, come in, go above, around, all through, and check the whole house out, which makes sense. Do you guys require to have a copy of that inspection, or are you guys insuring outside of that?
So we don't require that there be an inspection done in order to have an item covered. In order for an item to be considered covered, it has to have been working at the time of possession, failed due to normal wear and tear, properly installed and properly maintained. All home warranty companies work the same way. Now, in the first 30 days, if there's a claim, we may ask for a copy of the inspection just to ensure, but what we're looking for is whether it was broken, leaking, or not working properly. The fact that the appliance or system was past its life expectancy doesn't necessarily mean it's not covered, because it could have been working just fine. It just is old.
Well, I see that's where it plays into where you said for the sellers to get one, because they're in possession right now. So the buyer's not really in possession until the sale is completed. But if the seller's in possession right now, they have almost peace of mind for them, knowing that they're going to be a little bit more bulletproof when the buyer has the inspection, have the ability. It might be like, yeah, hopefully you might find some things wrong, and let's cash in on some of this insurance policy, versus the normal wear and tear, feeling that they're getting ticky-tacked with the buyer. So I think that would be definitely peace of mind for a buyer, and it might even make sense for a buyer to require a seller to bind the policy ahead of time. I'm not sure if that happens.
Well, I know that as far as a seller's concerned, they can use that warranty also as a negotiation tool. Let's say the inspector says that the furnace is past its life expectancy, and the buyer now asks the seller, hey, we'd like for you to replace the furnace. Well, the buyer would ask the seller, we think, we'd like to have you replace the furnace. Well, the seller could say, you know what, we were originally going to give you a 1-year warranty, but we'll change that and actually give you a 2-year warranty to give you a little bit more peace of mind. So you could use it as a negotiation tool as well.
Right. Yeah, I think it comes a lot down to what we were talking about, is just insurance. It's kind of not the sexiest thing in the world, but when you need it, you need it. So right. I think it's could be sexy. I guess it's sexy when you're cashing that check, when you get a partner helping you fix whatever item you need to get fixed, and you're not on the hook all by yourself. That's probably the sexy check.
There you go.
So like this documentation, if someone has an inspection or not, like in order to get this started, you go online or call, or we can help set it up as brokers. So we've set people up before too, so we know this process. But we're going out to the masses, so either go online, figure it out, or contact a broker. If you're a broker, contact us. We'll get you information as well if you can't find in the link below. But yeah, I think that's definitely useful. Hopefully you guys find it useful, and we would not be sitting here with you if we didn't think getting homeowners insurance policies made sense. And there you go. I think that's a wrap. Anything else?
I think that's what it is. When you think about insurance, it's one of those things that it seems expensive, but then when something goes wrong, you wish that you would have had it.
Correct. Exactly. Peace of mind.
Peace of mind.